Hello, welcome to day 5 of going live 30 days in a row. I want to teach as many U.S. business owners, U.S. Entrepreneurs, U.S. franchise owners, and 1099 income owners who make at least $100,000 in 1099 how they can save 5 figures in taxes every single year. So few people have ever heard of the Spendthrift Trust. It's legal. It's in the IRS Tax Code 643B. It comes from England way back when King Henry VIII, that famous king who chopped off his wives' heads, decided, hey, I'm going to be a nice guy, and I'm going to start the Church of England so I can divorce them instead of kill them. What a nice guy. He went to go tax the lords and ladies of England. They went back to the 12th century, the Magna Carta, and said, oh, no, King Henry VIII, you can't do this. It's contract law that came to the colonies while we were still part of England. The law firm I work on behalf of inherited a trust that's turning 365 years old in 2025, before we were a country. Congratulations to them. Our current tax structure that we're under here in the United States went into effect February of 1913. The super rich families of 1913, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, the Carnegies, the Kennedys, made sure they could save taxes. Well, guess what? If they can save taxes, we can save taxes. Hi, my name is Sally Gimmon, and I'm the owner of www.thetrustisyou.com. My goal is to teach as many people about how to save taxes legally, because my personal story is, I'm going to do it very short. My mom and dad drove from Goodyear, Arizona to Charlotte for my oldest nephew's wedding. It was October 27th, 2018. I was in Phoenix working as a Medicare broker. If you know anything about Medicare, open enrollments from October 5th to December 7th. I couldn't get the time off. My dad calls me Thursday before the wedding and says, don't change your flight, but your mom's in the emergency room. We don't know what's wrong. And it ended up, she got septic of the blood or blood poisoning, got into her pacemaker. She had to have open heart surgery. She was on a ventilator for 13 months, in the hospital 15 months in the Charlotte, North Carolina area. My dad stayed with my older brother, his family, and made sure she got better before she could come home. I was going out to their house once a week to do the mail. Her first month, emergency room, and 1 month on a ventilator was $72,000. My dad, retired military, she was getting the best care, TRICARE, that they could have. I'm standing in their kitchen. My October 2018 was the worst month of my life. I had requested the Friday before the wedding and the Monday off after the wedding off because I had friends and family coming all over the world to the wedding. They denied me. My 3-week-old brand new car, a Hyundai Veloster with a moonroof. You need that in Phoenix at night so you can see the stars. I'm driving to work to be at work at 7 o'clock in the morning on Indian School Road. I'm the second car through on to go through on the green light when some idiot runs a red light, hits into me. He has no insurance, and silly Sally has the gap insurance sitting on her table because she had 4 weeks to fill it out, and she hadn't done it yet. So I was upside down on my auto loan. And then the third thing that happened is my mom is in a hospital 2,000 miles away from home, and I'm reading this information, and I know I have a $10,000 deductible on my health insurance. I have 2 car loans, 1 car. I have a mortgage. I have student loans because I went to graduate school, and I hate my job. Right then and there in my kitchen, right then and there in my parents' kitchen, I called my friend Glenn, who had invited me to a real estate meeting back in August of 2018. He picks up, and I said, Glenn, I need to change my life. He's like, Sally, next Saturday, we're having a Christmas potluck dinner. Bring some food and show up at 6 o'clock. Here's the address. I'm like, okay, the only people I'm going to know are Glenn and his wife. And they're not going to show up until 9 o'clock that night because they have a Christmas pageant to go to. Well, I pulled on my big girl pants. I go to the party, had a fantastic time, met a whole bunch of people, including my mentor. And in 2019, with his help, I wholesaled 7 bank-owned homes nationwide, paid off all my debt, and saved $50,000 for short-term capital gains. My real estate group thought I was a rock star. If you remember a few Super Bowls ago, there was a commercial saying, you're not a rock star. I was not a rock star. COVID struck. On April 1st of 2020, my 3 notes, where I'm the Bank of Sally, people pay me the mortgage, did not pay me. I had no money coming in. On April 4th, my CPA calls and says, congratulations. I made so much money in 2019. My tax bracket went from 22% to 24%, and I owed the federal government $94,000 in taxes. I tell him I only have $50,000 saved. He goes, don't worry, set up an appointment with me. We'll put you on a payment plan. You'll pay interest and penalties, but we'll get this taken care of. I actually said to him, you're telling me congratulations, and your only solution is a payment plan? That's not my idea of a solution. A great book to read is The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. You put an idea in your head before you take a nap or you fall asleep. So I go to bed on April 4th, 2020, crying. On April 5th, I wake up. I know I'm going to contact a friend of a friend who does HELOCs on paid off houses, defeats the purpose of being paid off, but I need money. And I had read an article about the Rockefellers Spendthrift Trust. It's called The Office. Well, if the Rockefellers can save taxes, why can't Sally save taxes? It took me 5 months. In September of 2020, I started both my business and my Beneficial Spendthrift Trusts. I asked the gentleman who sold me the trust if I could become his affiliate, because I wanted to teach in my Phoenix real estate group how they too could save taxes, and he agreed. I started doing a mastermind for 18 months in my Phoenix real estate group until the gentleman who ran the group actually went off the deep end. I caught him in a lie, and I found out he was a narcissist. I'm a student of thinking to results. I called my coach, Susan Ma, and she says, I have 3 things for you to do. You need to move, you need to find a new real estate group, and you need to start your own business. I actually said to Susan, please ask me to lose 10 pounds. It'll be easier. So March of 2020, I started www.thetrustisyou.com to help U.S. business owners, U.S. entrepreneurs, U.S. franchisee owners, U.S. 1099 income earners, and all investors to save taxes. The Spendthrift Trust is legal. It's in the IRS Tax Code 643B. If your financial advisor or your CPA says, ooh, the IRS has a memo dated August 9th of 2013, where they literally say in the memo, it's 15 pages long. If you're whoever tells you about this only gives you a little blurb, tell them I want to see the full memo. You can Google it. The full memo, on every single page, it says this is not tax advice. They actually say they do not like Tax Code 643B. They do not like the Irrevocable, Complex, Discretionary, Non-Grantor Spendthrift Trust. It's their opinion. My personal opinion is the worst vegetable in the world are lima beans. My mom loved them. She would make them quite often. You can't swallow them whole because they get stuck in your throat and you have to chew them. I will never eat another lima bean again in my life. That's it. That a memo does not beat out tax code. The tax code can only change by Congress. I feel bad for all the TS agents who are still working and not getting paid. How are they paying for gas? That's what I don't know. My brother was a federal agent for 20 years and he retired, and he's like, thank God I'm out of that rat race. So let's get into this. Today's example is an affiliate marketer of a jeweler. She started off on Etsy and now she sells at fairs, on Etsy, on TikTok, quite a different places. When she contacted me, she said, I'm making $9,000 a month selling my jewelry. And I'm like, okay, that's fantastic. She lives in Illinois. And I said, I'm going to save you 90%. Sorry, I'm getting over a cold. I said, with the business trust, I'm going to save you 90% on federal income taxes, and you'll no longer pay Illinois state income taxes. How are you set up? I hate how CPAs do this. He had her as a C corporation and had her taking a salary as a W-2 a person. I'm like, he's killing you in taxes. I'm going to show you how much we're going to save you. So when you times 9,000 by 12 months is $108,000 per year. 90% on federal income taxes. She files single. She's at 24% tax rate. So her gross federal taxes would be $18,518. at 90%, the Business Spendthrift Trust would save her $16,666. Woo! That's 4 sixes, not 3 sixes. So she's good there. And then because she's a C corporation in Illinois, she's being taxed at 9.5% corporation tax. So 9.5% on $108,000 is an additional $10,250. I'm quoting this right now as 2026 numbers for everybody. When she contacted me, this was back in 2024. I don't know if she's making more money now. I'm just using the number she gave me in 2024. Again, she is an affiliate marketer of a jewelry company that she gets paid to sell the jewelry. Good for her. She gets to file a 1041 tax return. She gets to save 90% on federal income taxes and no longer pay Illinois state income taxes. When she started the Business Spendthrift Trust, we got her a new EIN, employee identification number, and a letter for the bank. She went to her bank. She opened up a new bank account. She told her affiliate company, I don't know which affiliate she's working with, I forget now, but she said, hey, I have a new bank account and routing number. I need to change my paperwork. It was one form she got from her company. She just said, here's a new routing number, here's a new account number. She had to do that twice, send it back to them. When she started the Business Spendthrift Trust, we introduced her to a CPA that we have vetted, or the law firm has vetted, that they know they're doing things correctly. She files her 1041 tax return and gets to save 90% on federal income taxes and no longer pay Illinois state income taxes. Year after year, generation after generation. She gets to decide who are the beneficiaries and who are not the beneficiaries. She is now married. I do know that. I got an invitation to her wedding and I had declined because I was doing a speaking engagement. But now she files jointly. Her husband is a W-2 income earner. He still files a 1040 tax return. She can take off having a home office, having her cell phone, how much she travels to jewelry fairs and everything else on the 1040 tax return. She doesn't have to worry about that on the 1041 tax return because she's saving so much money, she doesn't have to do deductions anymore. Saving 90% federal income taxes yearly and no longer paying state income taxes. Well, she and her husband contacted me in 2025 and said, we're interested in finding out more about doing real estate. I'm like, fantastic. But what you have right now is the business trust. Paul Benson, who was a Harvard law professor who wrote these 5 separate trusts 78 years ago, in 78 years, not a single trust has ever been audited. To be a real estate investor, to be a crypto investor, a forex investor, to be a day trader, to have dividends, you need the beneficial trust. We started talking. The husband is working a W-2 job. He hates it. He wants to quit it, but he needs to replace his money doing this. So I sent them. I have a free class on. It's not a free class. I have a class. I get paid to recruit people to get into my real estate group. I gave them information on how to do subject to homes. They're going to find so that's what they're doing. That's interest income taxes. After he did his first deal, he made over $20,000 on the first deal. He said, I'm going to buy the beneficial trust. So now they have both the business trust and the beneficial trust. If he holds the houses he's getting from subject to, he can rent them out and not pay rental income taxes. If he sells the person moves out, and then he wholesales the house, he doesn't pay capital gains. It's an amazing thing. So with the 5 different trusts, the business trust to save federal and state income taxes, the beneficial trust for investors to stop paying taxes on profits. You'll stop paying capital gains when you sell at a profit. You'll stop paying interest income taxes if you're a passive investor. You'll stop paying dividend income taxes if you are in the stock market. You'll stop paying rental income taxes if you're a real estate investor. And you'll stop paying royalty income taxes if you have talent or NFTs. Then there's a charitable trust. If you want to start your own charity, a 501c3 company. I've only sold one of the mineral rights trusts. One of my beneficial trust clients inherited his granddad's horse farm in Oklahoma. On the horse farm, there are 6 functioning oil wells. Lucky him. The money or the income he makes from the 6 functioning oil wells goes through the Mineral Rights Trust. He gets to save taxes on that. What he does, I know with his real estate, he has short-term rentals, Airbnb, and other things. He has a crypto pot, everything else. He does that in his beneficial trust. The fifth trust that I sell is a senior trust for anyone who's over 65 who's incapacitated. Maybe they've had a stroke, they had dementia. The senior is blind trust, and then somebody else takes over everything. With the Spendthrift Trust, I don't care which one you have, you're going to save in 4 very important ways. Let's go over these. You're going to save taxes year after year, generation after generation. Who doesn't want to do that? Number 2, I'm going to keep your information completely private. It's on the federal level. LLCs, S Corps, and C Corps are on the state level. The client today I'm talking about lives in Illinois. Her Secretary of State has their own Illinois Secretary of State site where anyone can go out to 24/7 and research LLCs, S Corps, and C Corps, either by the name of her company or by her name herself. I'm in North Carolina. You go to North Carolina Secretary of State. When I started my trust, I was living in Arizona, and that's a corporation commission. 40% of LLCs, S Corps, and C Corps get sued every year. That's worse odds than gambling in Las Vegas. Why would you have one? So you're going to keep your information completely private. And number 3, I can't stop you from being sued, but if you are sued, all lawsuits become frivolous and go away. One of my clients who has a beneficial trust, true story, I met him at my national real estate group. He was madder than a wet hen. He has 100 doors or 100 properties in Chicago, had a 5-carat pinky ring, a gold Rolex watch. He's worth a lot of money. He started the trust, moved all his properties into the trust, and in August of 2024, I have never seen his RV, but I can guarantee you it's the top of the line. Patrick has lots of money. Let's call it a $250,000 RV. He could not slow down for traffic. He hit the car in front of him that pushed her into the car in front of her. His insurance card showed the Spendthrift Trust. Probably his insurance went up because he caused an accident. I can't stop that. When they pulled over to exchange information, his Illinois driver's license showed Patrick's name. 4 weeks after the accident, his insurance paid to fix the car, and her bodily injury, he had $100,000 coverage on it. 4 weeks after the accident, he got a $900,000 pain and suffering bill. Calls me and goes, "What the heck do I do?" I'm like, "Patrick, it's a lawsuit. You know who the attorney is, and you know who the plaintiff is. Copy the first page of your beneficial trust and write a letter and just say you can't get blood from a stone." He does this. He calls me back 8 weeks later. He goes, "I've heard nothing." I'm like, the attorney researched what he was doing and knew he would never get paid. He's like, "Wow, you just saved me $900,000. I'm like, "Patrick, do you know how much I'm saving you in rental income taxes too?" And he's just like, "I got to tell more people about this." I do have an affiliate program where you sign up for free. You tell other people. If they come directly to me, I talk to them. So let's say I talk to them on April 15th. They don't buy the trust on July 31st. When I get paid on July 31st, I send him $1,000. I know that he prefers it by Zelle. I have his phone number. That's no problem. With the Spendthrift Trust, it's legal. It's in the IRS Tax Code. The IRS can't change the tax code. You're going to save federal and state income taxes. You're going to keep your information completely private. All lawsuits become frivolous, and you're going to leave a legacy to go from generation to generation. Why wouldn't you just set up a free 30-minute tax breakthrough session with me to find out more information and then decide if this is good for you or not? Again, if you're making at least $100,000 in 1099 income, I don't care if you're a contractor, if you're a plumber, if you are an independent truck driver, if you're a speechwriter. My example today is a woman who is an affiliate of a jewelry company. She started off on Etsy and now goes to trade shows and other places and makes $108,000 per year and gets to save, let me go back here because I don't remember. I'm dyslexic and I won't tell you numbers. She gets to save $26,926 in 2026 taxes. It's her money put back into her business to pay off her mortgage, to buy a new vehicle, take her family on a vacation, give to her favorite charity, or save for retirement. She's in charge of that money. Thank you for watching my live here on YouTube. My goal is to do this for 30 days, show you examples of people saving taxes so you too can save taxes. Have a beautiful day and enjoy spring. Bye-bye. And I got to figure out how to get out of here.